And hello, this is Dan Lutz. I'm here with Stefan Rowe, also known as Dank. Together we're Dank Live. Today is Saturday, June 22nd for me and 21st for Tank. How's it going, Tank?
Everything is wonderful. Everything's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a wonderful day in this neighborhood.
This neighborhood, what?
Yeah, well, you know, it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Have you ever heard the whole thing about that? About the timelines?
No. Oh yeah, with the timelines. Yeah. With the Mandela effect.
Well, it's what my guys told me. You know, like when I remember it, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, right? And you know it is this neighborhood.
Yep.
And based on which one you know, depends on which Earth you're from, right? These two.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fascinating idea.
Yeah, and we had to come together on Dank Live from two different universes.
And two different universes merged together.
to create this new reality, right?
Yeah. Exactly, right. So we were in the alternate universe, it was just Tank and Dan separate. Here we are Dank. We're like Voltron.
Yeah. Well, the thing is we literally can, by creating this, we actually pull the other realities in together right here. So from this point forward, you know, hey, get out of here. The battle begins. The cat versus the dog. You know, the cat keeps the dog at least 3 feet away, or she attacks. Anyway, so we're back to reality. You there? Or are you getting a call? I see it went mute. It's either a call or he's muted off. So I can give the update. I'll just wait. And see what happens. It's because it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day. Well, that's from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. You know, from same kids shows from when I was growing up, along with Sesame Street. Sesame Street. Whenever they got rid of Cookie Monster and then turned him into a vegetarian or something like that, it was just too much. You know, I didn't let my kids watch it. Don't stop with the political views. Don't put politics into the kids' programming. We still haven't got Tank back on. He may be trying to get back on and not able to. So we can revert to the alternative method. I'll also check in on the chat while we're here. Hello, everybody in the chat. Brenda starts with a question. Tank, the water specialist, was amazing. A plumber told me that lava rock was the best filtration. We asked the H2 specialist his thoughts. I heard him recommend it. The Berkeley filter tell us. Well, I do know that lava rock is a very good filter. One of the reasons is it is a pulverized minerals in a way, right? It's in a form that's much easier to mineralize water while it filters at the same time. That's one of the points. No, tank is not coming back on this way. Sort to another method. Let's see if that may work. Oh, and it was such good news to announce, right? Actually, I spoke with Tank just before coming on, and it may be that he's on a call and doesn't want to get off. That might be the case. There is stuff that's happening. So, but again, I don't know what can be said or not said in regards to the conversation I had just before we came online. Though I did tell him about what I had covered on the front lines, which had to do with the basically I talked about Project Bluebeam, and they're bringing the alien invasion here. But really, it's the Project Red Beam. We have the opportunity to eliminate the aliens, but that's the deep state. It's the ones that have infiltrated our whole world governing system and remove them as the alien body. And this is karma at work. So that Michael McKibben of Leader Technologies is offering the source code of social media that he was the pioneer of, and that he basically made available to an attorney on a drive, and that's probably what got leaked to IBM. And IBM took it and released it through their venture fund, IBM Eclipse. And that fund gave it for free source code to these big tech companies, which built everything on top. They already have an appellate court winning case. It's already won. The enforcement part of this is now the challenge. With 17 years, they've been fighting the battle. And now they're offering the keys to Trump. And now they said, do not break up. Do not break up the big tech giants. In fact, just take them over for the public, and change their policies to reflect the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. This is if you break them up, what you do is you make everyone involved in these criminal endeavors more rich. In fact, they must be penalized. And really, this is I've been in the tech world my whole life. I've been part of this. I saw it evolve. I saw the better technologies kept from the population. The worst technology, like say Windows, was kept from the world. I mean that was pushed out on the world, and the better technology, which was much more advanced, moved into the black ops. That was the Amiga computer system, and that was owned by Commodore. So this is I was involved with all of the high-end companies and had dealings with them and conversations with the people and leading them, and I saw the people in charge were not good people, but the technologists, the what we would back then we called them the wizards. I actually had formed a kind of a group called the Wizards of Bits and Bytes. meaning ones and zeros types of bits and bytes. And these people were all were good moral beings, right? They all wanted to do the best thing for the world, and they got paid well for what they did, but they couldn't get their own stuff off the ground. The money was never there. And if they followed down the road of the venture funds, it was always set up to remove them from power. That was the game. So it would be not the best and wisest thing is just to break them up and follow the model that has made them all rich over and over again. So let's not do that. Let's put it into the hands and reward the genius who came about. Is this not just like Tesla? Tesla wanted to make the energy free. Michael McKibben wanted to make the internet free, this whole social media experience free, not to be used to grab your information by the click of a I agree button that keeps changing the terms and conditions on an ongoing basis. Every time they want to give a new terms, it would take you hours and days to go ahead and read what they gave you and to understand it and get an attorney. And then what if you didn't do it? Then you're just excluded from the internet. So you really have no choice but to follow in line and give up all your data, which they use to spy on you, which is used to now, under the Hammer program, even blackmail you, even to the ability of them to put incriminating things on your computer to cause you to be blackmailable. Well, it looks like we still haven't got Tank on. He is listed as still here. I'll go ahead and eject him from this, so that might help him get back on. And I'll call again and see if I can make that happen this way. Message. It's not happening that way. Right. Oh, it's such a good update too. A good update, but can't tell you what it is. I don't want to overstep because I don't know if this was something he could talk about or not. So we may have to wait until tomorrow. Darn. All right. Anyway, let me look at the. Let's see if there's any more questions. I'll let me share the screen. See if we can still get him to come back on. And let me zoom in. Hello, everyone. Why does it say 21 minutes? I don't know what that means. Just put a Q in the front of any question that you have. That way it's easier for me to spot. Triple Qs don't help. It looks like a word. Yeah, but now the questions are coming at the beginning. You never know. The Tank jumped off. Yeah, I currently use zero water filter that does remove. I guess the name is the zero water filter, right? Zero water filter. It does remove chlorine, fluoride, and lead, unlike the Brita. There's different Britas also. I don't know if maybe that may have something to do with it. Hello.
Hello.
So you're back, huh?
Yeah, man. You still alive?
I'm still alive.
Okay.
Just going.
Sorry about that. Had some things happen. Couldn't get back on.
Okay.
Couldn't get back on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if
So,
you were being kept off. Anyway, I was just going over a couple of questions, and that was about it. And then I went over more about the Project Red Beam versus Project Blue Beam, and us winning and not breaking up the tech giants and using the code to. Trump has the keys to basically unseat the tech giants all in one fell swoop that don't need all the court cases or laws passed. We have the ability to really just take over right now. And
I'm gonna get that clip directly to Trump in 3 different directions as soon as we're
yep.
I have 3 absolute directions to get that to him. I'm gonna make sure, because I think that's genius.
Yeah, it just circumvent the whole thing. Don't need Congress to do anything. Don't know hearings. I mean, they've already won in the appellate court, and then once it's just provable, right? And every now you can combine with all the other fraud and treasonous activities that everyone's been involved with. This can be now for the people, literally, and free. That means no one has to sell you advertising. No one has to record your clicks and your metadata to sell it, right, to make money. So it's free, right? Everyone can now remain private. So this is a wondrous time. So anyway, I was hinting at the clues. I mean, at the update, and I was giving some clues, but I said it's very good, very good stuff. But I didn't tell anyone because I don't know if I was supposed to say anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So first, Kim was successful finally bypassing the compliance, so they can no longer stop her, and she can get the money directly into the account. However, the IT staff at the banks returned the money from the account back to Kim, and then she actually, because Hillary Clinton put out a contract on Kim's life last week to make sure to let Hillary Clinton know that she has absolutely no power or ability to kill Kim. Kim transferred a large sum of money into Citibank directly, the bank that the Clintons think they have control of, and they have tried every possible way to get a hold of that money, and it's sitting there, and people that can see it, they all know it's there, and that money is, I'm not sure what the game plan is yet with that, but this is what I do know, is that the Pentagon formed a task force which is going to go into the banks and enforce the actual laws. Amazing, to make sure that banks don't try to steal this money anymore. I would imagine they'll get their own money back as well. And this, by the way, is what Kim told me in maybe our 4th conversation a year and a half ago. That what it would take is for the military to go into the banks and seize control.
Amazing.
So, amazing. Now, Dan, I'll tell you something though, because I have about, I've started to expand this network through the ROTC, all these veterans, right? And I basically told Kim outright and them, I'm like, look, either they do it, or I guarantee you I can get a militia in every state legally to defend our freedom. I guarantee you, and I will do it. I will get a militia in every state, and we will take the banks back ourselves. And the veterans, I know would have led that charge. I can tell you on good accounts that the veterans were geared up and ready to do that. And the more I talk about it, the more they're ready to go. So I would have to believe the Pentagon knows that. I've actually confirmed they know that. So, you have to think, if it comes down to it, what are you going to let happen? Are you really going to let the veterans stand up and you don't? Active duty, you guys don't stand up, so I appreciate the Pentagon standing up to do something, and I would like to think that we had something to do that. So let's hope so.
Yes, let's hope so. Well, let's. I'm just wondering if that group that's going to go in to the banks, if it's Space Force. because Trump has been gathering his own force that would be under this new entity. Of course, it's not been officially created as an arm of the military, but they already have been gathering the people underneath it and acting. And this was supposedly who went in to remove that whatever was in the box that they had to wear hazmat suits and came in on helicopters, 3 helicopters down a major street in Los Angeles near the city center. The downtown section of Los Angeles was the street. And so it was said that these were actually Space Force individuals. They were handpicked and loyal to Trump. I wonder if these would be the people that they would send in to the banks.
I wonder if those are galactics. Space Force kind of makes sense, right? That would be such a cool team to be on. Like, that's something that'll be a movie in someday, right?
Team
like,
Space
they're
Force.
Really galactic. That's why they showed up in hazmat suits, right? So you couldn't see what they look like.
Yeah, well, I think we kind of started here. So we say, this is a Space Command to Galactic Unicorn. it's an extension, right? We're just an offshoot of the Space Force.
Right. I'm like in training.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, that I didn't want to say that was Citibank and large money was put there because of thumbing her nose at Hillary, right? So that was one thing I didn't want to say in case it was too sensitive of information to get out there. But this is all seeming very positive, and that there should be no reason that this stops things from moving on. I know I had some conversations with people in England, and they were all anticipating things to start rolling. It was kind of interesting. So I'm
anticipating things start rolling, like with the GCR.
Well, no, with everyone in the banking, everyone's anticipating something as big is about to happen in banking. And not necessarily a GCR, but that something is about to happen.
Somebody was telling me about the traders today. Were like, where's all the money? Because there's no value being traded, right? There's no money, so there's no way for trade to happen. So it's like there's trades going on. You see percentages, but no real value take place because there's no money in the system.
Right.
Something's got to give. Something's got to give.
Yeah, there's no money anywhere, no money flowing. So they're all anticipating, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, what is it? Which way a thing is gonna head? And it looks like we've got if they go into Citibank, and Citibank is one of those banks that was set up as the pillar account banks, like where they got the large amounts of gold to hold them up to fund the world, right? It's critical for the world infrastructure for Citibank.
Yeah.
And so their course, the core wealth that they were able to lend out was there. That's why it's so important to take over those particular banks, right? And because these are the ones. And I know, like the Vatican Bank would be one of the others, right? The Federal Reserve, the other. They all have collateral accounts. They all are sitting on paperwork that points to asset, right? So I don't know how that coordinates though with the trust. Was all that also pledged and registered to the trust?
Yes, every one of those assets is in control of the trust.
So
they're all the different, all the heritage accounts, all the historical assets, all of the real, all of that is registered to the trust. All of the accounts from the Vatican, all that stuff is in the trust. There's actually a pretty good report about this, that the Pope realized that they would take these trusts from people, and when they would die, they would take their whole their whole estate, and they would just have it held in trust. So the family had no rights to it. So the trusts were like a setup, and all those trusts exist within the trust. So,
Right. So it was like the illusion that they had their own independent trust, but it was just a sub-trust.
Right, like they were the beneficiary or something, and then they die. And then there's
So the beneficiary was not a family member; it was literally the other trust, or these.
Yeah, or I'm not even sure exactly how it works.
I think that's the way I heard it was set up for the families. Is that it was of that nature, and so it's like when like David Rockefeller when he died, right? So there was no one that was left. I mean, they each had their own money as family members and that, but like the major amounts were already then under the trust.
Right.
The core
Yep.
pieces, So.
Yep.
So you keep having different of these family members, checking out at this time. Gloria Vanderbilt is gone, so she's checked out. So that's Anderson Cooper's
it's windy
mother.
where you're at, man.
What's that?
It's windy where you're at. That's me.
Is that better?
No.
No, really?
No, that's okay.
I
just letting you know.
Okay. Well, I always have a fan on, but I think because you're on the phone has a different microphone.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, so I can just redirect it in a way.
Anyway,
if it does any better.
There we go.
That better?
Yeah, it's much better.
Okay.
Yep, much better.
It was just the way the wind was making its way around. So, all right.
Yeah.
Any other news? What's our next step?
I left it off with Kim, telling her, just waiting for a report, which means if she didn't respond, which means that things are operational, and that things are happening now. I pray to God that, and I recommend everybody else do the same, to be honest. Pray that it just goes through, because as far as I am concerned and can tell, you cannot give them any more space. We have to go now. And people have got to be allowed to fund their projects, or projects have got to be allowed to be funded. It sounds as though Kim has a secure foothold within Citibank that they cannot control. I have to believe that translates to us being allowed to access our funds and be able to distribute money for projects very soon. I pray there's a sense of urgency in it. It's one thing that always drives me crazy is it seems like they make a big move. In general, like all this groups, and then they pause, and I'm just like, no, don't pause, move. Like if the Pentagon was in yesterday with their task force, there should be money. As far as I'm concerned, there should be money there today. This takes seconds. It's bankers, okay? It's not like samurai assassins with like superpowers. It's bankers. Like go in.
Well, and it's the people in their tech. It's the people in their tech department, right?
Right.
So
but I'm sure they're
guys
heavily guarded, threatened, and they probably got to secure their families and something else, which I'm sure. But either way, it's like, come on.
These guys have these guys have pocket protectors, right? And they've got like 3-color pens.
So yeah, that's why I think about it. But I'm sure there's all types of things going on, like vaults and lasers, and, portal traps. I don't know what else, but
I know. I think this is really, they walk into a cubicle, and you got these guys sitting there at the cubicles, right? And they're just on their computer, and now they got the guys in the military uniform stand behind them and says, "I see we've got the money sent here. We're ready for it to be moved. Who's telling you to reverse it?"
Yeah, exactly. Yes, who's telling you to reverse it?
Can we have that burner phone, please? And then they can crush it
immediately. Stop what you're doing. Don't press another letter on that keyboard. Yeah. Well, I hope that's how it goes down.
No, they can tell them send 2% of that to this account. to pay the admin fee.
Yeah, please pay the admin. Acknowledge it. It's just the reality. But they sent all the money back, which is funny, I guess. So I don't know if they sent it back and it only went up to the next account. Because there's like all these tiers that exist there that I don't fully understand. But there's always factors I can't speak to. I just would hope at this point, that the U.S. military has got it under control, and the Pentagon knows what to do. I'm sure they do. I have full confidence in them to do it. As long as they're on our side, and I certainly have every bit of confidence in Kim to look to the best interest of people, as she has every second of every hour of every day that I've known her. So.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's got to be right here.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. So I think we're good. So I did send the link also to Tui at the beginning. I don't know if he's ready to come on and give an update, but maybe it'll be tomorrow, because tomorrow is Sunday here on this side of the planet, and he'll be probably at home. You might be able to catch him on an update tomorrow. No, did you know? I don't know if there's anything you could talk about in regards to Fiji and the trust right now.
Nope, I don't have anything to report on that yet, but I'm sure I will pretty soon. And what I expect to happen now is I expect communication to open up. I've actually spoken to some guys, in the veteran community who actually have secure communications to distribute to everybody on my team, so that we can communicate freely away from them, which I think is very exciting. And the veterans have been great. And everything's going down, man. Everything's crashing in. It seems like Pelosi's afraid of Attorney General Barr, right? And you got the guy who doxed Lindsey Graham got 4 years in prison.
Wow.
which I find to be ridiculous, right? This poor intern got ordered to do something. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not impressed by that. Arrest somebody real, right? Arrest somebody
who gave the order to him to do it. That's the one that needs to go to jail.
Yeah, exactly. But the NIV or the NXIVM cult, Nexium or whatever, that is much more formidable than what I previously thought. And the guy has 11 daycares around the world, and he was talking about like children are perfectly happy, having sex with adults and all these crazy things. And they have, they paid the Dalai Lama $1 million to come speak at their cult meetings, and got pictures of I forget if it's Huma and Anthony Weiner from the laptop with the leader of the cult. They were members, right? So there's a lot of things there that's gonna open the door for everything else, because now Anthony Weiner's laptop has been entered into evidence. So because it's been entered into evidence in any case, in one case, it can be entered in any case, because it's already, technically the contents of it are property of the state. So now all the things that are on that laptop that are, from my sources are absolutely horrifying. I would say that opens the door for a lot of good things to get a lot of bad people put away.
No. Well, let's get to it. We're done waiting. Let's get to it.
Hey, and you know what? And I'll tell you something. I will eat my words about what I said yesterday. You know what? I was wrong. There's a lot more activity going on than I appreciated yesterday.
I hear that crow pie tastes very good.
That's okay. I'll take it. I don't mind being wrong. As a matter of fact, if I'm wrong about something, take y'all's action, great. And what I see today with a little better clarity is, hey, there's more going on than I appreciated. So, I was wrong about that. Good job, Pentagon, and everybody else. And you know what? I'll really appreciate it when you actually come through and put money in our account so we can go out and do some of the work too.
Yep.
So.
I'm definitely ready. Hey, I want to ask. There's someone, Brenda had asked a question, and this is the Mandela effect. Did the lion lay down with the lamb, or did the wolf lay down with the lamb? Now,
The lion.
The lion lay down with the lamb. Okay. Well, I don't actually. In my world, I don't know what the reference is. So,
The lion lay down with the lamb is a reference to Genesis, the Garden of Eden.
Okay. All right. So there was not a wolf with a lamb. There was a lion. Okay. So in that case, then I think it's the lion. But I didn't know that there was a Mandela effect about that one. Yeah. And someone's asking if I sent the link to TUI. Yes, I did send the link to TUI. I'm just catching up on make sure we have any questions here. We're good to go on that. No more questions. Let's are at the very bottom here. So, I guess this week should be pretty interesting then. When the banks open.
I'll tell you, I'm looking at it from minute to minute, from hour to hour, because Kim has always said, we're not limited by if the Pentagon's really involved. I'll tell you that transfers on the institutional level where Kim operates have absolutely nothing to do with transfer hours whatsoever. So money can move at any moment, anytime. Awesome. And I know that is, at the end of the day, it's not about money; it's about our freedom. And because we have, committed to rebuilding this planet, we're still using money right now. The money is about our freedom. So I'm excited to be free. First of all, completely free. But
hallelujah!
I'll say I am sovereign. I am sovereign. I'm just being held captive at the moment. That's all.
I'm sovereign, being held captive by a system, and now we actually have the keys to unlocking the tech side of it. Just like boom, here it is. Let's roll.
Yeah. I'm convinced about this after interviewing the guy with the sacred geometry. Like, he worked with the guys from the Keys of Enoch, and that group from the Keys of Enoch, they turned it into a big business, right? And every year they bring out like a new secret, and everybody meditates and understands it for the whole year, right? But I think that was psyops, that whole thing, right? I think there were fourth dimensional beings that were planted to share information, and I think the real keys of Enoch, right, are ascension in the body. That's the real keys of Enoch, because Enoch was actually in the Bible, and he did not die. He transcended the veil, right? He was taken up by God. So, it's the same principle, and that's really what we're doing too. We're ascending without ever leaving the body, just like Enoch did. He didn't die. He just ascended in the body. And I think that's the key to everything, for us to just come to a higher understanding and a higher vibrational frequency that we can hold, maintain, and we can enlighten ourselves and the world and change the world without ever actually having to die first to achieve enlightenment.
And one of the things that has us most captive, right, is the tech system, right? The social media tech system has us in these virtual bondage. And here's the keys to unlock the whole thing, just presented right now, ready to go. So is that about unbinding us from what our potential is, and we can now remove more of these criminal actors all in one fell swoop. It's like, how fast can we actually change this? It's overnight. Just imagine Trump says, hey, goes out on Twitter and says, hey, all the tech was stolen from this one company. It was already awarded in appellate court already, and they have the source code for the internet, and it was stolen by the bad guys in the CIA. So everyone will believe it, right? So we're just going to give it back to them.
Yeah, imagine who's going to complain about that?
It'll happen all at one time. Yeah. So what would the mainstream media say at that point, right? Well, we can't give it back to them. Well, and what are they going to come up with? What is their argument?
Well, there'd be a lot of confusion, right, for people. I think because they'd be like, wait, how do we judge our success? Because all of a sudden, all you people that profited off this corrupt system, you'd be like, wait a minute, it's not what you thought. So,
yeah,
exciting times, man. You're right, and that piece, I can't wait to get that over to everybody. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'll forward it to you right after we get off, and we can see what's going on. So, well, let me see. Tui still hasn't shown up. We can just go on and pick this up tomorrow, unless there's something else. And see, signal's already broken. Is that good timing or what? There we go. Automatically shut off. So, on that note, then we'll see you tomorrow. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to share this link and the previous one, especially the previous one. This is a very important. And subscribe. Get this information out. Get the people understanding what's going on. Get them clued in. Have them actually resubscribe. Check and make sure you're still subscribed. That's another thing, because they tend to unsubscribe you. How many times do you go out and unsubscribe yourself from any channel? I rarely unsubscribe. It's a rare event. But according to YouTube, it's a common occurrence. And I don't think so. I think they're purposely have a leak on your system. If someone hasn't come back to your channel for a while, they just unsubscribe you. Yeah, I haven't checked in for a month. Oh, unsubscribed. They just slowly do it. So anyway, on that note, please let's move forward. We got a lot to do. We'll catch you tomorrow live from the Philippines. Peace out.